Hello, you're watching Business Data Science course, episode number 4, and this time we're going to talk about the recommendation systems because this summarizes well the knowledge we got so far, so both supervised and unsupervised learning into one bigger environment framework that is very useful in business, in actually any kind of business again, because no matter whether you are trying to sell something, trying to market your clients, understand your clients, or simply you want to get the data the numeric data that you're using, it's all about the recommendation, what you can do next, right? So there are two components of recommendation system. First one is basically trying to cluster the data that you have. So especially if you have raw data without any labels, which means you just have the financial reports, but really in an anonymized forms. You have data about purchase history about your clients, but you don't really have any connections. First of all, you need to have all the groups into one place. And there are a couple of methods to do that. We discussed clustering in the previous one, but when we come into the recommendation system, there are also a couple of other methods you can try using, especially going into neural networks and things to remember. The buzzwords are autoencoders from one side, because those are the kind of things, the kind of tools which compress the data and then decompress it. And the whole idea is that if you compress the data, only the really crucial information will stay on until the end. And that's crucial, again, for doing the recommendation, because thanks to this compressing, you can see the similarities at the more granular level. And that helps you in understanding what's similar between different clients, different purchases, different history of financial documents. So that's one thing. The other very important thing is dimensionality reduction. So this is something we haven't discussed yet. It's also very important in working with any kind of data, and actually data science is about data. We'll discuss that in the last episode. Dimensionality reduction is basically trying to reduce the number of parameters that you're using without really losing any kind of information. And that is because some of the data might be already inherent in different kind of information. So for example, if you're looking at most of the time, if you have information about where a given person lives, then information about the age, the income, the occupation, then some of the other information you can start guessing, like for example, habits of what these people is buying, where depending on basically location and available resources around this area. There are of course many other examples like that, when actually some of the information is already hidden in different variables. So dimensionality reduction is all about trying to eschew this information which is not needed, which is there hidden already in different parameters, in order to simplify the data, and thanks to that get even better results on prediction, on analysis of what's going on, and extracting this information for business. This is really important. This is also very important for the visualization, but we will talk about that in the next episode, or the last episode probably, about data, how you acquire data, how you visualize that. This episode is about recommendation systems. So basically the systems like one on Amazon or the one on Netflix, where if you watch one show, then you get more about recommendations about similar shows. If you watch a couple of shows, then you get really plethora of choices, and Netflix is going to learn your preferences when it comes to watching TV, when it comes to watching movies and TV series. So this is kind of a thing you can build for yourself, because those kind of algorithms are really right now in the open source domain. There are many easy ways to start doing that. It all starts with clustering and classification, because you need to understand the groups of clients, group of products, and then match one with each other. So in the end, if you think about the problem of building a recommendation system, it's all about building couple of clusters, couple of groups of your clients, and on the other hand, couple of clusters of different baskets that those clients are buying and matching one with each other. So there might be the group of clients who's buying TV sets and video games. There might be another group of clients who are buying books, another kind of clients who are buying groceries, whatever you're selling on your website. The key thing is to understand how those groups are matching with each other, and then are there any similarities between those groups of clients, and are there similarities between groups of different products. And of course, this picture getting is more complex and complex. If you're getting into more granular level, you want to have more detailed information. So depending on how much data you have, you will be able to give better predictions, better recommendations. But if you want to build a recommendation system, that's a good time to start, because many tools are available for free, different frameworks. I should at least name Keras, TensorFlow for you to remember if you start talking with data scientists. Keras and TensorFlow are frameworks for doing machine learning and deep learning, and they're really important. So you should expect at least some knowledge about those frameworks to build those kind of algorithms. Thank you for watching this episode. In the next episode, we will talk about anomalies and how to detect anomalies, and then we'll talk about acquiring data. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.